My name is Ingrid Hagen. I'm the Director of Strategy for the Corporate Strategy Unit at Cordaid. And I've been working at Cordaid for 2.5 years now, coming up to 3 years. Before that I was in banking. And what I love about working with Cordaid is the space to develop new propositions and new work that's considered valued by the market and by funders. Working with ProPortion has been an essential part in Cordaid's ability to be more transformative, actually in transforming the organization. And that had to do with the fact that when we were more dependent on government money, so to speak, and funding in order to get our work done, there wasn't such a need to go out into the market. So those commercial principles, that understanding of being an entrepreneur, wasn't necessarily the pattern of behavior. And certainly working with ProPortion, and my dream and what's been realized by working with them, is helping transform the organization to understand what it needs to do to be more entrepreneurial and to understand commercial principles and to get that into the market in a better manner. It's funny because in this space of transforming an organization and understanding and becoming more commercially minded, it's not just a simple issue. It's an issue that goes much broader than taking content and restructuring content. It's about really working with people. It's about pushing people and pressing them to understand a different way of working. It's about a consensus building around a new concept or a new commercial proposition. So it's a lot about the culture of the organization that has had a pretty strong history rooted in less commercial mentality. So working with ProPortion for us was a really good option because it wasn't just about them fixing up our material and making it into a nice story, but it was really about working with the units and the departments in processes and workshops and understanding that took it to a more cultural and a much stronger embedding in the organization. So it's not just a face value window dressing, it goes much deeper. And for us, that was one of the deciding factors to working with ProPortion. Look back at the 2 years plus, I think working with ProPortion and what I've liked about it is the sense of being on a mission together. Changing an organization isn't necessarily the most popular activity. And you'll come up with cultural issues and cultural barriers, whether they're aware or unaware, they do happen. And what I've really enjoyed about it is getting the sense that we're a team, that we're on this mission and working in a team together and understanding with pure clarity the whole time, this is where we need to be. Hence, I never felt alone in this process, and often when I knew I would have trouble with the discussion because of the cultural issues or some barriers or concerns, and being an internal person, it's kind of hard to take that fight on every time. So I always knew that I could rely on Thomas and ProPortion to take that up where I couldn't. And that sense of being on a team together has been quite good.